Hello to each and every one of you. You are watching Jungle Online TV, and I'm your host, Mariam Kamara. It's your Mainly Men show, and today in the studios, I have a youth who is very active in youth service. I guess he's a politician as well. Today he will confirm that to us whether he's still into politics or he has stopped, and he's a poet as well. But before going further, let me give him chance to say hi to each and every one of you. Then we will go on with the discussion. Hello.
Thank you very much, Mario. It is really a great pleasure coming here today. My name is Abduba, and it's a pleasure, having me here today.
Thank you, Mr. Ba, for coming to my show, and I am really honored for having you in the studios here. Anyway, it's Mainly Men show, so I want it to be mainly. Anyway, I would want you to tell the Gambians what you do and what you are up to right now.
Actually, thank you very much. What I do is not much. I am currently running the first ever arts institution in the country. It is called the Arts Academy. It is the first of its kind in the country that does public speaking, poetry, drama, debate, drawing, painting, cultural dance, and singing. So it is the first of its kind. We are located in Bakau, and that's what we're doing right now, making sure that we are able to turn the art to a source of employment through standard and quality. Right now, that is the business that we are into right now, to make sure that we are able to turn the economy of this country, to create young millionaires within a short period of time in the country. That's the focus, that's the energy, that is the time that we are into right now. Like you see in other countries like Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria, having their art turning their economy to the next level. That's what we want to see in the Gambia. It was here before, back in 1970s, coming up, and before that even, but it has gone to sleep, and it is our sole responsibility as youths and people that are living in this country to change the trajectory and return the Gambia to where it was and better in our current generation.
Anyway, that's really important, Abduba, but there's this aspect which I would want to hear about, and you didn't talk about it, which is the political aspect. What's happening, Abduba?
Politics is a season. It's like raining season and, the dry season. For us, politics is a season. We didn't just go into the political arena to just be there all the time. We went there to run for the parliamentary election because we had the belief at that period of time, and still have the belief, that we have an idea that can transform our constituency and our country at large. And that was the reason why we went for the parliamentary election, and we ran, and the people of Serekunda decided that at that period of time they needed someone, and they have chosen that particular individual. But the support, we have felt it for the first time. We went into the political arena, and we were able to at least come out forth. So that was a great thing. And now we are still monitoring the political spectrum, but we are not just going for campaigning and all that stuff, but we are monitoring because this country belongs to us, and we are very, very concerned.
I was going to ask you that question, because when you said you're not fully into, I was like, okay, why am I going to vote for you if you're not fully into politics? But since you're monitoring, great.
Monitoring very well.
Anyway, you've mentioned that your intention is to make youths millionaires with creative arts. How do you intend to do that?
Yes, for the first time in history, we have come to establish the Arts Academy in the Gambia. The Gambia has never, in my research, seen an arts institution. But over the years, we have been having here organizations and associations that have been dealing in the arts sector. So when we graduated in high school, having this ability and the potential to become great artists, especially in poetry, because we were art students. And we wanted to pursue our skills into that particular arena to make sure that this is able to turn to be a career to us. But we didn't have any school or any place to go to learn these talents. So what we did was to go to YouTube, research and make sure we read more, ask questions. And there we were able to, at least build ourselves. And in the long run, despite the challenges, we all know challenges do happen. Despite the challenges, we were focused because that's what we wanted. Because we have seen in Senegal, we have theaters there. People go there to learn, the art, and their art is turning them to be, an avenue where their youths can earn from it. You go to Ghana, it's a dream come true. You go to Nigeria, it's a dream come true. Today, as I'm speaking to you, you have a basket mouth, a stand-up comedian in Nigeria, earning $6.7 million US every year. And you have actresses like Genevieve, having $16 million US every year. Like we always say, $16 million US, an individual is having it, that is 50 years of our budget in this country as a whole. So we believe that we can turn the art to a source of employment. And how are we going to do it? What we need in the country is to make sure that we're able to give standard and quality to our art. Because the art is a source of employment in other countries. Like I have cited examples, in the comedy arena and in the acting arena. It is the same to us well in the painting and drawing. People are earning a lot of money there with their skills. But in the country here, what we see is we do not have the quality because there are no institutions that is there to guide our skillful youths to make sure that their skills can be turned to standard and quality and the art can be turned into a source of employment. And that's what we're doing. We are training them right now. As I'm speaking to you, we are having a free training. So we're training them. When we train them, there are institutions that normally organize programs every time. So when they need resources for entertainment, they contact the institution. And there we are able to send our kids there to go and perform, and our kids are going to be paid. And these money are also going to be passed through the institution, and we cut it half and give our students that have performed and the institution kept. And this is one of the steps that we're going to do. And we also stage shows as well. And when we stage shows, we do this, every time, every 2-3 months we are staging shows. So these shows that we're staging, it's a lot of money. And our kids are going to perform. When they perform, despite the fact that we are the ones that train them, we are going to pay them. And in the long run, within a short period of time, they are going to start earning a lot of money. And they can go international. Because we are not just thinking about the country here. We have a global eye. And, like other artists coming into the country earning a lot of money. Like, for example, let us cite it. I believe sometimes it's important that we read our history. The likes of Yusundur today, the like of John Seka, the like of Uza, they all learn music in this country, in the Gambia here. Back in the days when you could remember the Super Eagle Band was here, the likes of Yusundur learned from Pature and Usunjai in the country here, and today Yusundur is the one that is running TFM. Yusundur now is a multi-millionaire. Okay? And who knows even that the Mbala we are talking about did not originate in the Gambia. And now he is called the king of Mbala. And where is our art in the country? We cannot make few individuals to be having money. That is not development of the art. For development to take place, the artists must see themselves in it. Our artists must be able to build homes in their own country. Must be able to, solve their own problems in their own country. Must be able to drive good, luxurious cars. Like other artists in the other countries. That's what we're doing. And how do we want to do that? We want to do that by creating the standard and quality. And when we create that, the art will pay because people want to see quality and standard. And there are other avenues that we are going to also make sure that, we are able to tap into them by making sure that we go international, competitions and also go and perform in other places. There are a lot of avenues out there that, are waiting for our people to go and perform. But the quality and the standard is not here, and the support to us well is not here. But we are not waiting for support because the arts institution, the arts academy, I'm telling you, no one has helped us to establish it. A group of young individuals came together, and retired scholars, and with the help of a professor that is currently the dean of business administration in the university, that have provided a space for us in Bakau. And we contribute every day to make sure that we are able to develop that particular institution and develop the art itself. The students will normally come to our institution every Saturday and Sunday, and we train them, And now, yesterday, as I was speaking to you, even we were celebrating the International Youth Day, and medias were there to cover it.
Yeah,
today,
I could remember you sent a flag. It was kind of late, so that's why.
We did that, and we have done several shows. We have done the poetic punchline. It was the first of its kind in the country. We did the Battle of Art on Art. it was the first in the continent, and we did it here. Gambians don't really celebrate their own, but we will change that narrative because it is our country. From there, we did the high school sponge line and we filled Ebunja Theatre to capacity. And now we are preparing for November, in which we are going to fill in Penchami Hall with the Heaven on Earth. These are great initiatives that we're going to do, and we are doing it alone. No one has sponsored us. All the programs, I'm telling you, no one sponsored us. And we're doing it. So that's how we develop our country. That's how we turn the art to a source of employment.
Well, that's a great initiative. Speaking of arts, it's a very diverse thing. So what do you train the kids you have over there?
We train them on public speaking. We train them on poetry. We train them on stand-up comedy and comedy itself. We train them on drama. We train them on drawing and painting. We train them on photo and videography. We do filmmaking. Okay, we train them on crafting, and the crafting has different facets as well. So we train them on singing and cultural dance, and critical thinking as well. And we do also research in the art and other facets that has to do with the art. When we do not have the human resource to teach on that, we outsource it. So that's what we're doing. We're doing great stuff.
So after teaching them, do they graduate or do they continue with the academy? How does it work?
Yeah, the institution was established this year. They will be graduating at the end of the year. They'll be graduating because after this year, this year is called a free training. After this year, the people or the students that are really serious that have been coming and we are concentrating, because it's not everyone that we are going to certificate, that we are going to certify rather. Those that are really serious and also understand what they were doing, because we assess them, those are the people that we are going to certificate, certify rather. And at the end of the day, at the end of the year, by next year, it's going to be now a payment, to get into the Arts Academy. And like we always say, if you have to get to the Arts Academy by next year, you need to bring your mother's account, your father's account, your great-grandfather's account, even the mosquitoes that are in your house, their account to get to the institution. Because art is very, very expensive, as I'm speaking to you. Yeah, indeed. And that's what we're looking forward to at the end of the day. Okay,
speaking of training them, have you thought about the sustainability of the career you're giving to them?
As an institution, it is very important. It's not about just the idea of establishing an institution. You don't just establish an institution. You need to have a plan, a strategic plan for that. And you will understand that we that are running the institutions are also young ones. We are youths, we are artists. We have departments, directors. Okay, and our kids that we are training, they are agents as well. Their skills and talents that they are going to be, embedded with, are going to have a platform where they are going to showcase it. So if they want to go and do other things, they can go and do it. But I believe all of them, or many of them, will stay in the art sector as a career, because they are going to earn from it. Can you imagine that you are earning in a month, you're performing in a month more than 3 times, or 4 or 5 times? And you are earning, each performance you are earning 5,000 or 10,000. Okay. Poetry or drama or comedy.
Okay, Mr. Ba, they are earning that from you. But mind you, there will be a time they will not be with you. They have to go, and another group will come to occupy that particular 5,000 or 10,000 you're talking about.
Indeed.
But when they go out there, they don't have this body that will be able to guide them. Because I could remember speaking to one of the actresses. I was told, there is a body, but it's not well respected when it comes to the arts industry. That's the film industry. So most of the time they use people without paying them the dues they're supposed to have. So do you think they will be able to have that 5,000 you were talking about, even when they leave you guys? Because there's nobody that's governing the industry.
Indeed. That's why we are an institution as well. Because you would understand that in the institution, we do have, movie productions. And all these that you see, the skills that we are training them are going to be featured in movies. And these people are going to be, fed all the time, with the stage. And they are going to be paid constantly. In fact, maybe perhaps many of them will not, able to have rest, because they will be performing all the time, year in, year out. So where will they sit and say, I do not have a place to perform. And many of them, like you said, they are going to leave. And some will go and establish their own. Others will come. Because we know how Gambia is and how the world is. You will have copycats that will be coming in the long run. And we want copycats to come. We want them to copy so that the industry grows. Because we are not afraid of people that will come and establish, a form of an arts institution as well. So that now we want to give standard. We want to make sure that our set of skills are respected. The art should be respected because art is expensive. Today, me and you are used to watching Senegalese movies, Nigerian movie before even Senegalese movies. And we see kids being featured there. Like right now, as I'm speaking to you, one of the youngest, you see Tough R, in Virginia. Look at those kids. They have made it. They are solving their parents' problem. And they are kids going to school. Tough is a dropout. You understand? And he's earning from comedy, just comedy. Comedy is an industry of its own. Seriously, everything that we're doing in the Arts Academy is an industry of its own. That is the point. It's an industry of its own. An industry that can earn you billions. Billions.
I understand what you're saying exactly, but then they're living in a country where most of these things are not empowered.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's the issue we have. That's why I'm asking you about your long-term goals. Because they might eventually leave you guys and career might crumble along the way.
No, I understand what you're saying. That is most of the time you see organizations and associations that have been established here. That's what is really disturbing us. Because we like individualizing certain stuff. And in organizations and associations, most of the time is, me as the president or the vice president, but what we are saying in the Arts Academy is an institution that has come to stay and has a sustainability plan. Can you imagine? Now, it's not even a question that I have to ask you because you should be the one asking the question. But let us just imagine here, which, institution or where do you see people, having an initiative, even a program, without going out to look for sponsorship?
Well, it's impossible.
Yeah, people go and look for sponsorship.
Yeah,
I am telling you,
it's impossible.
go on YouTube right now as I'm speaking to you. After this program, go on YouTube and see. The sustainability plan is already there. All the activities that we have done, we did it together. That's what we believe in the Arts Academy. And our kids have this ideology. Come to the Arts Academy. I am welcoming you to the Arts Academy.
I would even join.
Come and have an interview with our kids. Don't have an
I would
interview
even
with...
come for classes.
That's my point. Don't have an interview with the executive. Have an interview with the kids and they will tell you the sustainability plan of the Arts Academy. Because the message must be spread out. What we do in the Arts Academy is we come together and make sure that we are able to do things. We do things without going out for sponsorship. That is the psychology of sustainability. Because you know that these people, even without people coming to help them, they are going to move. That's what we are saying. That is sustainability. You know why things cannot be sustained? Because people depend on donors and sponsors.
Which you don't.
No. In fact, we don't. Donors and sponsors don't dictate us. We do it on our own. But we are not saying that we are, pushing aside sponsorship and people that want to help. No. But we are saying that we are not depending on that. That's why we have organized both free shows and commercial shows. And whatever has to go into it and what has gone into it was contributed by the institution, by the executive. We come and $5, key take $10, collect take $2, collect take $100. We bring those together and we were able to do our programs. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, we even have our studio where we do have our online programs. And we did it together.
That's great.
We have a podcast network. We did it together. No sponsorship.
Awesome.
We have done hit programs. When you go, I'm telling you, like viewers that are watching us, go on YouTube, just type the Arts Academy Gambia and you see it for yourself. No sponsorship. The problem with sustainability is sponsorship. We have been in organizations, our entire life. We have seen what is in this country, and our organizations are hooked into donors and sponsorship. And when you are into that particular sickness, for you to get out of it, for you to be cured, it becomes very difficult. And for us in the Arts Academy, it's a revolution. It's a revolution that we are staging, that our people must take charge of their affairs and they must take ownership of the country. And they must not wait, but they must think and implement. Because the country belongs to us. We cannot wait for people to come and help. But when you share the idea, people like you will come and join this crusade. And now when we want to do an activity, we tell you, Maria, $100, $200, $300, we do it. Now when we start to do it, you know that shows are expensive and also they are rewarded. Because when we go to Ebunja Theatre and we fill Ebunja Theatre to capacity, how much are we going to have from that money?
Well, it depends on what you're being charged.
That's the point. Now, Ebunja Theatre, maybe Ebunja Theatre will charge you 130,000 because now Jama Hall is charging 130,000. Though it's expensive, but imagine that we are able to have it, and you are able to have a good marketing strategy. Okay. Now your tickets are going to cost not less than $1,500. $1,500 for 500 people. You know it's how much? You can do the maths. We are talking about hundreds of thousands plus. If we are able to do that, then we start to work on our own without any sponsorship.
Do you know $1,500 is not a child's play? You know that?
It's not a child's play, but people pay it on shows and music. So
that's when Wally comes.
Yeah, they do it. You know, that is the thing. They pay for it. You know, people want to see entertainment and people want to see quality. That is Gambian bi. Su ko nehe du lekka de. Why quality? Mu gis lu baax. Gambian dafa bëgg lu baax. When they see quality and standard, like when we brought them yesterday in the Arts Academy, parents were flabbergasted when they saw what we were doing. And it was our kids that did the work. We are doing magic in the Arts Academy, ladies and gentlemen.
That's beautiful. I'll come and see. Anyway, the Arts Academy is taking the whole show, whereas it was about Abduba, but this Arts Academy, look, I must get there and see what's happening down there because it sounds really interesting.
Indeed.
Anyway, Abduba, what inspired you to start writing poetry?
Yeah, you know, when we were in high school doing art itself, I fell in love with literature because back in the days when we were in upper basic school, I really felt, you know, my grade 9 because we were just joking with friends and all those stuff. We were into a lot of stuff. So from there, I repeated. When I repeated, but before repeating it, my mom cried, you know, because I failed and because my mom cried and all those stuff. So it really touched my heart, and I have to repeat. You know, because my mom was saying, you have to repeat, you can't do this. So I repeated. When I repeated, I went to high school. So when I went to high school, I decided to be a serious person. So that seriousness injected me, you know, to go on with that particular energy. So with that energy, I came to find one beautiful subject called literature. You know, and there I fell in love with that beautiful girl, honestly speaking. You know, this girl was very, very beautiful. I fell in love with it. And there, you know, going across, reading books like Shakespeare, you know, Shakespeare's book, you know, John Donne, the metaphysical poets, Leonard Peters, you know, seeing all these things, I was really, really amazed. I wanted to at least, you know, become something, you know, when it comes to the art itself. But you would understand that I thought that Gambians don't write. Despite the fact I was reading Leonard Peters, he was a Gambian. But I thought Gambians don't write because I have not seen anyone at national level writing, especially youths. Okay, but there was a time before graduating, when we were preparing for grade 12 examination, I saw a friend of mine. When we were studying, I saw him wrote a poem on the blackboard. So when I came into the class, I saw the poem. And I asked, who wrote the poem? And he told me, I'm the one that wrote the poem. I was like, really? You wrote this? And it was like that. And I was better than him in literature, to be honest, because I was the best literature student in the school. But how could he do that? That was the question. And I decided from there, I was going to start writing after school. And yeah, that's where I started writing, becoming mad person every time, reciting, writing. Everywhere that I sit, I have to be writing. And that's how I become the writer that I am today. I do write poetry. You know, I do comedy, do drama, script, and all this stuff. Yeah, recite poems, comedy. Okay. You know, I do write scripts and the like. So that's what really, you know, inspired me into the writing. And I fell in love with art itself. In fact, art intimates me.
Anyway, for those of us who've never heard you recite any poem, would you give us a glimpse of what you do?
Is this a hijacking? Yes, I can give you one. I can give you one. Okay. So which one do you want? You want a love poem or you want a development poem? And
which one are you into? Tell me.
Yeah, I think the message should be sent properly. Let me recite this poem.
No, but then I want to know the one you like most.
Yeah, it's national development. I am very,
that's
very,
the one you like.
Yeah.
But you do write love poems as well.
I write everything. I write love poems, dead poems, and the likes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hope you don't only recite love poems in the house.
Not really.
Sometimes you do it outdoor as well.
I do. Yeah. So I'm gonna recite this. This poem is called "The Nation Cry." déglu leen te déglooti leen ma tënk leen dénk leen ñaax leen leen si ay nelaw bési jinkoo si suma ay taalif balaa sun réew mi di sanku lonku si xam-xam bu daanu xel yu bañ a nangu bot yu bëggut a gis nit ñu tongoo doylu ak si sanca bu sarta du dàggu. So a nation cry when illiteracy meets ignorance in a battle to fight and rise. The dust flipped in the people's eyes, the minds bribed and hearts led astray, the fake bravery in the deceiving heads of those given the mantle to lead us to peace and tranquility we dream of. When the decisions to be taken, not taken, broken and hidden, not to be written for nation healings. The pigeons shouted sound clearly in sorrowful hymns. The morning birds refused to sing song and fly. A national flag fent from bloods bleeding from citizens' body in pride. The citizens asked, the government frowned, because the youths ignored the pen and joined the caravan of ignorancy in a ride to die. So a nation cry when laws laid low to late and learned to quench the toss of self-interest. Medias that should educate the masses melted and held in threat. The press that must be free, press in dictating feet and fate anyone who speaks. The freedom of the people paralyzing policies that pollute our nations in bias. Nepotism relates to incompetency, favoritism to failed economy. Corruption casted in our countries like a cause we offered from our universities and our state's offices, serving as a supermarket for office heads to satisfy their stomachs and digest it with people's sweats in the expense of the nation wealth. So pay heed if your hearts beat. For the citizens of the lands are rising in ink. So be mindful in the way you think. Act with reasons, because today we are frowning at your incompetent actions and evil deeds. So do not sit in your homes to eat and drink your teas while we sit in our rooms and run in tears, because our rights no more count in the streets and the Constitution sigh away from our plights, because the personnel that should protect us, guide us, save us, serve us didn't, but hold gun, load the gun, bullet guns, gun us and let our families in mournful funeral cries. So a nation cry. Thank you.
That's amazing. That's amazing. It seems like you were crying or something in your heart.
Now the poem is emotional because you know what has to do with poetry. Poetry is not a hypocritical skill. You know, whenever you write it, it's because you have experienced it, or because it's something that really you have in you, or you have seen around your surrounding. It's something that should be true. It's not something that you just have to say like that and you don't act upon it. You know, when we write, it's something that we believe in. It's something that we have seen that we should advocate to be stopped or to be remedied. So that is it. You know, the nation cry is really something that is personal in the country. You know, seeing our people suffering, and in Africa at large. You know, it really, you know, worth for us to look at it. Like, our people are really dying, to be honest. That is the reality. That our people are dying, our people are suffering. But we know this. But I am saying to the government should come and do something. But I'm saying the people should not wait as well. You know, all stakeholders should do their part. You cannot wait for someone. The moment you wait for someone, the only person that you can wait for is God. When your time goes, you go. But you cannot wait for no man. You cannot wait for government. You cannot wait for mother. You cannot wait for father. Make sure that you do the right thing. And that's what we believe in the Arts Academy. That is the philosophy of, you know, of it. Together, we do what we do. You know, as an individual. Just go. Move. Yeah. Even when you are crippled, make sure that you are able to crawl. So that's the point.
Anyway, being a nationalist is a beautiful thing, and national issues are things worth talking about.
Indeed.
But then if we want to carry on with it, we can spend the whole night here and
Indeed,
we wouldn't finish.
Indeed.
Anyway, how often do you write?
I write.
How often?
I write every day.
Every day?
Yeah, it's like the way I have breakfast, food, and all the stuff.
Where do you get all the time? Can you give me some of it, or give me a tip?
Yeah, even right now, as I was speaking to you, maybe if I can just go out, I will start writing my phone. That is it. You know, it's constant practice, because when we started, the thing was not there. It's an inspiration. For us, we do not just write. It's not us. It's an inspiration from God. It's God that is giving us this inspiration. That's why we don't use the art to play with it. You know, it's a skill. You don't play with it. You don't joke with it. You don't use it to, you know, to do corruption and to do other things that, you know, will not really benefit you, you know, hereafter. So you have to do the right thing. So it's an inspiration. And when you come to it, you know, it's a constant practice. Because sometimes we wake up around 2 o'clock in the night, up to Fajr we are writing. And sometimes we can just write 2 lines or 3 lines. So it's expensive to say. But when we recite this in front of audience, they just clap. We are saying clapping is enough, let the art pay. Handsomely for that matter.
Sure, handsomely for that matter. And people like me would be like, okay, Abdu mom hana dafa am problem. Like he'll be spending the whole night writing a poem.
My brother would say, yo linga dof, because he would hear me memorizing the poem, in the compound there. Yo, danga dof legi de. So, sometimes I would just smile. I would say it's an irony. Maybe what is going to get mad soon. So that is the point. That's what we do, all of us. Even my brother does the same too as well. He would just wake up with a song sometimes, or with just statement, my brother. When we are sleeping, so.
Anyway, what are some common concepts that about poems and poetry that you've encountered throughout your life?
No, the thing is, in the Gambia here, they don't value poetry. They don't. The concept of the people towards poetry is really, really not forthcoming. Yeah, indeed. And that's what we intend to change. For us, like I said earlier on, it's a revolution. We are here to change the country. You understand? But we understand that outside the Gambia, these set of art skills are valued. Yeah, go to Senegal. In fact, the Gambians know this because they watch this on TV. But they cannot accept the reality that Gambians can also do better than this. You understand? And that's why always when we have the platform to speak and whenever we open our mouth to say the thing that we have to say, we tell them, read. Ignorance is not an excuse. Go back in time and see what was here. It was here. Maybe you didn't know about it. So that is the point, and we are here to make sure that we are able to reignite this dead flame, and make sure that we are able to move the art to a source of employment, and this is by force, inshallah. People are going to pay for the art.
They're going to pay?
In November, you are going to pay 1,500 to come and watch. Because you know why you will come and watch? You will see what we are doing online. You will see what we are doing, on TikTok and Facebook and the likes. And you will love it. You will want to come and see the magic there. Because we are going to create magic through the art in November, inshallah.
Okay, speaking of me paying $1,500 is for arts, then I would want you to tell me, where do you think poetry is headed to, or art is headed in the future?
Yeah, indeed. I have seen it. I've gone to the future, and I have seen it. I have seen young people being millionaires, being billionaires in the art sector. I have seen it. I have gone there, and I have seen that these people are already making it in the Gambia. They are building homes that are very, very nice. They are driving good cars. They are taking their parents to Mecca through poetry, through drawing, through painting, through comedy, through drama, through crafting. I have seen it. I have seen people really smiling to the art. I have seen Gambians valuing the art, welcoming it. I have seen Gambian movies on TVs being featured there. I have seen all these in the future. And that's why we have come back with a smile. And when we look at them, they say we are broke. We tell them, yes, we are indeed, because the bank is there and we are going to collect it soon when we reach there, because everything is a step. You cannot just say that I want to go to Banjul right now and you disappear. You cannot disappear. You have to follow the channel. And we have seen it. We have gone there and come back, so we are following the channel. But it's bright. The future is bright. We have seen album launching of poets. And that's what you do. When revolution takes place, you see people taking it by the neck and by the horn, and saying, move to that particular direction. But we are telling them, in moving to that direction, let us bring quality and standard, because that's what we are preaching. That is the only thing that can make our people to come to the art by force without telling them, dragging their hands to come, but they will come because they will be magnetized by what they have seen. So that's what we say.
Is that a poem or a discourse?
Indeed, it's a discourse.
But anyway, I want an answer in one word for this question.
Okay.
How do you see yourself primarily? A poet or a politician? Which is which?
The answer is, when you come to the Arts Academy,
I said one word.
They say he's the man with 1,000 souls.
I want it in one word. How do you see yourself?
That is not an answer.
A politician or a poet? Choose one.
I am all.
No, you cannot be all for today.
I am all.
I want you to choose one.
Today, me and you, I'm a poet.
You are a poet.
Yeah.
A Gambia, anyway, he has chosen to be a poet, so see him as a poet.
No,
he has to be seen as a poet. Anyway, time is not on our side, and I would have loved us to go on for about 10 hours.
Indeed, without a doubt.
Yeah, because
Without
we
a
have
doubt.
a lot to talk about, but
Indeed.
then, everything is on time, and, time is right now not on our side.
Indeed.
So, what would you want to say before saying goodbye to the viewers?
Yeah, just one word. Ignorance is not an excuse. No one claims the monopoly of wisdom, but don't win. Think and implement. Think and implement. Don't wait for anyone. That is it. Ignorance is not an excuse. No one claims the monopoly of wisdom. Think and implement. The country belongs to us.
One more point. One more point, please.
Okay, let us go. I'm going to start in this one. I'm not going to compare it. And this one is called Benelo J.
By the way, can I ask you?
Indeed.
You use instruments?
Not really. I have not started instrument. But when we record poetry, we use melodies. But we're thinking of now moving to Gambian melodies, making our own beats that are made by Gambians so that they can accompany our poetry.
That's great.
Yeah, we want to take the poetry to the next level because there are some people that don't want to listen to music. They love poetry very, very well.
Beautiful.
So we want to give that audience to as well.
Great. Now my point. Don't
Thank
forget.
you. Okay, this is called Benelo J. Benelo J. It is the sound of our beating hearts, of our hopes that they have not yet broken, the scars of our wounds reflecting that we have not yet forgotten, the platforms, the opportunities that are pocket, caged upstairs by those we entrusted, that we have now come to reclaim the blame that is refused to be taken, of our children that die, our sick that are killed, our road pockets that break our necks, our young talents that they murder. Now that they launch an attack to our self-esteem, our last hope, which is our pride, our dignity, now that they wish to bribe. Dëkk si coono màggee si jooy si struggle bu metti te poos yi mënut a tooy lu nu waroon a jël liggéey nu jël ko lekka lu nu waroon a doxal dëkka nu jël ko lanxa laxa sàcca ba ñëpp di yuuxu ne sonna coono na dog kon jóg jot na ñun ak réew mi ndaw ñi ba nelaw bi jeex takk ba manufacturing factories yi agsi ba usines yi sampu ba mango juice ak orange juice yi di daagu ba poultry farms yi ràccu youth si saf si agriculture siin suñ gerte yi fii nu dekkal saaro tëj booda bi diwlin bi nu defare ko fii chicken legs yi nu yaree ko fii tamaate bi nu kacapee ko fii suñ booyi si football bi nu scout si leen fii suñ toogu yi ak taabal yi suñ furniture contract si public office yi nu jël ko jox ko ndaw ñu nekk fii so this is a public emergency.
Ben nelaw jeex kay gars yi fi mu nekk nii waxtaan bi tamit jeex na. That's Abdou Ba. Thanks for coming. I'm really honored that you came here. Like I told you in the beginning, viewers, thanks for watching. Just to remind you that you're watching Jungle Online TV, and I'm your host, Mariam Kamara. By the way, I did not tell you my nickname. It's AKA Miss Kamara. Yeah, so that's I never told them my nickname, but it's Miss Kamara. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe in case you didn't subscribe. Keep liking our programs, and we are looking for sponsors, please. Yeah, and if you know that you are able to bring in sponsors and you want to host your program in Jungle, you can come. Let's talk business. Take care. Bye.